welcome back to another edition of the Recruit Report presented by Lawrence Technological University. My name is Lauren Plant, and I encourage you to come to campus on November 18th to experience Visit Day here at LTU. You'll tour the campus, meet professors, even get a chance to win great prizes like a pair of Nintendo Switches will be given away, gaming headsets, Best Buy gift cards, and more. Learn why a technologically based education turns curiosity into magic. Sign up at ltu.edu. We are joined each and every week here on the Recruit Report by 24/7 Sports' Alan True. He's here to talk about the latest recruiting news affecting high school football players from the state of Michigan. Week 12 of the football season. How you holding up, Alan?
Holding up pretty well. It seems to rain every single Friday that I go to. I think we've had 6 in a row, so that part of it's not fun, but the football's great.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Detroit Denby had an early exit from the playoffs, but the Tars went 10-2 on the season, boast some talented youth, including the sophomore Kenneth McClinton, whose stock is rising.
Yeah, it's nice. They had a great season and making great progress in that program. I think the next step is to have some guys go off and play college ball. And McClinton is a guy who's going to get a lot of attention. So Central Michigan and Marshall recently came in and offered him. Obviously, the Chips want to recruit the state, but Marshall has done a good job recruiting Michigan as well. Charles Huff has a lot of ties to the state of Michigan. He recruited the state for Alabama. He recruited the state a little bit when he was at Penn State and some other stops, Western Michigan among those. And so 6'5", 200 pounds. That's Kenneth McClinton. He can play wide receiver. I think he could grow into an edge rusher, but schools see that frame and that potential. And it's nice to have a Division I recruit at Denby. I think one of my first years covering recruiting, we had Glenn Winston go off to Michigan State, if some people remember that name. And Kenneth McClinton, next big-time recruit out of Denby.
Hawpaw just had their Ford Field dreams cut short last weekend by Niles. The Red Wolves will regroup next season. Definitely will be led in the trenches by Darren Stray. Probably a lock to be part of next year's Anvil Award race. It's really good.
Yeah, early candidate for sure for that list. 6'7", 305 pounds. And like you said, he's coming back for another season. So their opponents are going to have to deal with an even bigger, stronger Darren Stray next season. He made huge strides between last year and this year, and that's why he's picking up so many offers. Nebraska and Kansas, 2 of his more recent offers. Obviously, the Jayhawks have quite a few Michigan guys on their team and are having a great season as well. So they are going to come in here and try to get a few more kids out of the state. Michigan State has already offered Darren. Indiana has offered Darren. I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon with a kid that big, kind of a prototype offensive tackle prospect. So look for him to pick up a few more offers, but Cornhuskers and Jayhawks, the most recent 2 for Darren.
And that seems like that tracks, Paw, kind of a rural community and all of that. Get to one of these, schools that maybe embrace that type of lifestyle a little bit more. So it seems like a fit. We'll see what happens. One team very alive in the Division III playoff race is River Rouge. Fresh off a 39-27 victory over Riverview to garner the Panthers' first district title since 2020. That season, they got all the way to the state championship before falling to DeWitt. They've got Detroit King in the regionals this weekend and have a freshman linebacker getting attention.
Yeah, it seems like Rouge and King meet up quite a bit in this round of the playoffs, so looking forward to that matchup. King has several freshmen on their team with Division I offers, and Rouge has one now as well with Daryl Folks, a linebacker who was offered by Toledo this week. There's some obvious connections between River Rouge and Toledo with former head coach Corey Parker being there, but Daryl is a guy who can stand on his own 2 feet. It's not just that connection. 6'1", 205 pounds, has a ton of potential. He's a guy who's you're going to hear a lot about over the next 3 or 4 years. And I think we've talked the last couple of weeks, Lauren, about just how good of a 27 class we have in the state of Michigan. So now you can add Daryl Folks to the list of players to watch in that class who already have FBS offers coming out of their freshman seasons.
Before we go, news out of Belleville. Bryce Underwood has kind of picked his top 7 schools. More importantly, he's got a date that he's going to make his decision.
Yeah, so he did name a top 7, and he has said January 6th is going to be the day that he makes his commitment. It's going to be a big day. Actually, that's the All-American Bowl, and Andrew Dennis from Mount Pleasant is going to announce his decision that day as well. So everybody's going to be waiting to see what Bryce decides to do, especially now that he's narrowed it down to those schools. The schools that he's really been talked about the most, linked with, especially this fall, have been LSU, Michigan, Colorado. He's maintained that there's more schools than just those 3, and he's giving those other programs on his list a chance. But those are the ones who have had him on campus the most and most recently. So obviously Wolverine fans want to keep him in state. LSU has built a really, really strong relationship there. He really likes their quarterbacks coach, but Colorado, kind of the new player in this one and has quickly risen up the list. He visited out there earlier this fall. We'll wait to see what Bryce is going to do. I don't have a prediction yet, but it's going to, I think a lot could still change between now and then.
Yeah, absolutely, including we'll see if they win a third state championship. So that will be coming up shortly at Ford Field. So again, Alan, thank you so much for joining us. Follow Alan on X, ALLENTRIEU, and read all of his work at 247sports.com. Let's do it again next week. It's just going to get heated.
Sounds good. Thanks, Lauren.
All right.